Hey guys, getting on a little bit late today. My 99% certainty that I had fixed my technology problem. We're still there. So I'm gonna see if anybody pops in. Hello, person who just popped in. Can you hear me? Hello, other person. Hey, Chris, can you hear me? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Hey, Elise, can you hear me? Do I have sound? Oh, thank God. Yay, sound. So, I was pretty damn certain that I had my technology all fixed and did a test run yesterday. I had sound right away. I had the other part of the thing that I'm trying to do. And I got on today at 10 o'clock because I told you folks I was going to show up 10 o'clock. And I don't know what's going on. Hey Maria, it's good to see you. So for some reason, this other program that I'm trying to use still doesn't want to connect. I don't know why it did yesterday and why it won't today. But this whole process, it definitely has me looking at the connection part of the leadership process. And that's what we're going to talk about today is when stuff just isn't going right, and every attempt that you are making to make things work really seems to be thwarted in some way, whether it's the magical people that live inside the computer or something else out in life. I think when we're trying to do stuff and stuff just like totally just isn't connecting, we are not hitting the flow, it's so easy to take a look at what's going on and be like, it's my fault. It's my fault that stuff isn't working. I don't know how to do it. I'm never gonna know how to do it. This is beyond my skill set. And we get into that frame of mind and we stop doing what we're trying to do because we've made it all about us. And it just doesn't really super work. And I know you know that. I for sure know that. Because what happens if we make it all about us, it's really easy to go into that deep, dark shame hole. I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Whatever you want to fill in the blank, I'm not blank enough. And in trying to connect all my technology so that I can better connect to you guys, it would have been easy to go down that road and to be like, you know what? I don't know anything about technology. I don't know what the heck is going on inside my computer that's making things not work or work. So it must be me. And I've decided it's not me. Whatever's happening is not me. And getting into that space helps me actually step in and start problem solving what the heck is going on. Now, in like trying to set everything up, I've already got paint on me, so we're good to go here today. Let me move this. I'm not sure how the camera's gonna be because I had it all set up and now we're just switching gears. So move this. I'm sort of gonna watch where we're at here and not put my shirt in the paint. That's part of my goal today. So I'm working on this process, right? I want to create connection with stuff that I don't super duper know about. Hey, Susanna, it's good to see you. And what I need to do is I actually, rather than beating myself up, I need to check and see where I'm at in process. And I teach a 4-step process that can be applied really across the board. It's very simple, which means it's easy to use if I remember to do it. And we start process whether we're talking about, hey Anna, we start process whether we're talking about creating a painting or figuring out how to do Facebook Live in the way that I want to do it. We start that process with the white space, okay? We are looking to create something from nothing, or we're looking to create change. And we start with a big opportunity. And I have already passed that point because I'm talking to you guys. And if I'm going to make my process visible to you and to me so that I can fix this problem, I'm going to start where I start. And I had an idea, okay? So we're gonna see how this goes because I've not tried this yet. So let's see, I've got an idea. I'm gonna move this closer here. Okay, so let's say this is me. And I got the idea that I want to use Facebook Live to connect with you guys and to have a conversation. So this is me. I have a brilliant idea. I'm feeling really good about it. And then I start to try and do it. So I've confronted the white space here. I've taken my first steps. I've acknowledged the fact that I have an idea, that I'm inspired and I want to move forward. And what I do next is I want to design the layers. So if we're talking about doing Facebook Live, let's see how I'm going to do this. We've got, this is funny. We've got my computer. Okay, my computer. I love my computer. It is actually blue. And I want to use this to get on Facebook Live instead of, hello Jessica, instead of using my phone. Because it will give me, at least in theory, a little bit of like neat wiggle room or opportunity to share with you guys in a really neat way. So I've been trying to get this to connect with Facebook, and it hasn't been going super smooth. You guys have seen a little bit of that. So we want to connect with Facebook. We want to make this talk to this. I wasn't born with the skills to know how to make that happen. I know that's could be surprising, but it's true. I don't just automatically know how to do this. So when I'm designing my layers, I want to go out and I want to do some learning, right? I want to learn how to do this. And one of the places that I'm doing that is with Allison Crow. She does a lot of really helping people step out into visibility from a very heart-centered place. See you later, Maria. So we're gonna put her over here. She likes hearts a lot, so I'll give her a heart. So I've got my person in the know, right? Just sort of floating over here. Then what's really awesome is when you find somebody who's a great teacher, they usually come with a really awesome community. And when we can connect with a great community, the learning just like explodes. So we're gonna put little hearts out here for her community. So I've been doing a lot of connecting here to get information. I don't know how to do this on my own, so I have to reach out. Hey, Kimberly. Good leaders are always students, always. We are always learning and growing because leadership is a process. So we have to be able to reach out to these people so that we can do things like make this connect. These guys have been awesome for me. They have come in and really helped me look at my connections, look at the different aspects of what I'm trying to connect. And what we've done is, because it's not about me and it's actually about what I'm trying to do, we've tried different things. So we've tried number 1, we've tried number 2, and that might be showing up backwards for you guys. That's another thing I'm trying to correct, but you get the gist. So I come over here and I ask these guys, what do you think is going on? And we get together. And then we try different things. 1, 2, 3. This might kind of sort of work. This might totally not work. This might kind of sort of work. And that's what's been going on. And when I can come back to my community, to my tribe, to my teacher, and hello, Bryce, and get some ideas on how to bridge this gap, it becomes about everything other than me, which is pretty awesome. I know, it's backwards. Once I can get these things talking, it won't be backwards anymore. Won't that be nice? I think it will be. Even though it is backwards, the point is the same. When I talk to my community, when I reach out for help and recognize that I'm always learning, I start trying different things. It becomes not about me, it becomes about the process. And if it's about the process and not me, that means there's a whole slew of different things that I can try to make this connection happen. Right? But it has to be about something bigger than me. It really does. And, you know, I'd say my work is definitely about something that's bigger than me. It's about you guys, what you're working on, and really making the kind of life that we want to have. So the more that I can step into process and out of myself, the clearer things become, even if they're not fixed in the time frame that I would like them to be fixed. And I would for sure like this problem to be fixed today. I was so sure. But it's got to be something in the process. It's not that it's impossible, because I know other people are doing it. And I know that I do possess the skills and abilities to listen to my community and try some stuff. I do. And that's how we get things moving. When stuff is not connecting, It is not necessarily time to give up, but we want to do that. I see a bunch of hearts. Someone must know that. Yeah. When stuff isn't connecting, it's not time to give up. It's not time to be like, nope. It's not time to do one of these and just totally scratch the idea. It's not. You've hit a roadblock in process. Something is not connecting. We don't have to go back to the drawing board to make something connect. Just need to figure out what this is. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to class this afternoon. And between class and emailing Allison and her crew, I'm going to figure out what the heck this little bridge is that I need, so that when we're getting on and we're talking together, because this is supposed to be a conversation, that I don't have to do it hunched down, and you get to see a screen that isn't flipped backwards. Wouldn't that be nice? So that's what I'm gonna do today. How you guys like the painting? Is it a good explanation? Certainly a little strange to be doing this live with you guys. But what do you think? I mean, like, if you're trying to get stuff to connect, and it's not working, what's your go-to? Is it really going into "it must be me"? Hello, people popping in. I'm gonna move this so I can see you guys. So if you're looking at a problem, something you're trying to work on, what do you do when things aren't connecting? Do you go into shame mode? Or do you do one of these? It's not gonna work anyway, so let's just leave it. What do you think? Because I know what I do. I know what I do. And it can be a 50-50 split, really. And the connectivity issues continue. I am just like astounded by the teachable moments involved in this whole process. Hey, Connie. Connie says she journals a lot. Yeah, journaling is awesome for figuring out how to connect things when stuff is looking and feeling like this. And what happens when we're journaling is we're checking in with ourselves and where we're at. We're also checking in with where our process is at, you know, the stuff maybe outside of us. And, you know, rather than thinking about 5 other things at once, when we journal, we're like dropping in. And that is journaling and writing. We'll do that. And then there's also visual journaling, which I talk about from time to time. And we do have a group starting up here pretty soon, all around vision journaling and how to really use something visual as a way to check and see where you're at in process. Now, I think with journaling, I think there's a lot of like divided opinions about what that's supposed to look like, how you're supposed to do it. And it's like, do it the way that works for you. If you're a writer, write. If you're drawn, drawn to the visual, then do it that way. If one of those things is a little scarier or a little harder in some way, try it and see what happens. You know, we step outside of our comfort zone and amazing things become very possible. You know, Facebook Live was definitely outside my comfort zone when I started. It's off the cuff. It involves a lot of technology and really just feels sort of uncontrollable. But someone challenged me. I had a coach who challenged me, and I pretty much haven't stopped since then. Because there is something about showing up in this way that feels really good to me. And I do really like talking to you guys. So, let's see, what else? What else do you guys do when your process is looking a little muddy and you're thinking it must be me? Talking to people. I'm going to go back to journaling again because that's really between journaling, which is talking to yourself, or really reaching out to a community. Those are the things that I see just create the biggest traction for people really across the board, because it's about connection, right? I could throw a bunch of shit up here and fill up the space and still have the same problem. That's just adding more layers into the mix. More layers are not necessarily going to fix this problem. I'm looking for connection. That's where I'm at in process. And I thought I was so damn close to owning it, which is the last part of the process. That was my 99% certainty that everything had been fixed this morning. But I wrote 99%, so there must have been something in me that wasn't sure. And that's okay, because I don't control everything, and that's a good thing that I don't. But I'm going to keep working this, guys. We will figure out what my missing connection is. I do have faith in that. And it really is just about working the process and not making it personal. I mean, because it is personal, but it's not. It's not. Whatever this is has nothing to do with me. It's a setting in the computer. It's, you know, a bad modem or, you know, whatever. And that's just fine. It's not me. Oh, yeah. Connie says that she loves to be in nature, too, when stuff is like this. And nature is another thing that really does actually work a lot like journaling does. And nature works a lot like the creative art process does. And it looks like completely different. All of those things seem like they're totally different, and they're not. Because what happens when we're out in nature or when we're journaling or making art is we are actually activating our entire brain. We're not just taking this chunk up here or like one from back here and using it like we do a lot. When we are doing art or journaling or out in nature, all the different parts of our brain start to talk to each other. And part of that is because you know, we are in a full sensory experience. So we're hearing things, we're seeing things, we're smelling things, we're touching things. I think I made it through all 5 senses. I'll find out later. But when all of our senses are activated, or when we have a lot of sensory stimulation in some way, our brain wakes up, because it's like, ooh, what's going on with this input? I'm really interested. And then it'll talk to another part of the brain. It's like, are you getting this input? Are you getting this right now? And they start talking. And if we're looking at solving a problem, we really need our brain to talk to itself. And not in the way where it's like, oh, this is just because you're not good enough. That's super not helpful. Hey, Allison. The other thing that being in nature, journaling, or making art does is it gets us into a feeling place. Because it's not just about what our brain is doing and how awesome it's talking to itself. We need the heart too. We need that feeling place because that is part of us. And if we ignore it, this does not get solved. It doesn't. So we need both. And if you're journaling, you're checking in with yourself. And I sit down and journal, and I definitely have some feelings about that before I even get into the other feelings. Yeah. Like, oh, I hate journaling. And I don't. But it is part of that process for me. Yeah, so journaling, making art, being in nature, those are all things that really help solve this problem because we're fully immersed in what we're doing. We're activated, we're engaged, we're not, detached and doing something else. So, yeah, if you guys have this going on in some capacity, go outside and take a walk. And make sure you're looking around while you're walking. Make sure that you're dropping into what's going on in your body. Like, can I feel my feet on the ground? Be surprised how often you do not feel your feet on the ground. I'm quite surprised by how often I do not feel my own feet on the ground. It's because I'm up over here. So we need to drop in. Oh, you're welcome, Connie. Yeah, and if you really want to take it to the next level, I have a friend who loves to go out in nature. Anytime that she can get out, she will. And she does this thing that you don't see many adults doing when they're out and about adulting in the world. She actually touches the plants. Touches the plants, she gets close to them, she looks at all the pieces and parts of it and really takes it in. She's not going by at like 20 miles an hour, not paying attention. And what happens when we do that is we slow down and we drop into what's going on in the moment right now. We step out of worry, we step out of self-blame. Connie says she does that too, yeah. Good for you. Good for you. I think there's some rule when you reach, being an adult that you're not allowed to touch plants or really take in what you're looking at or experiencing because we've got 50 million things to do. Other things that really help us drop in and step out of this. Anybody have pets at home? They've done studies. The big they out there have done studies on what happens for us when we pet an animal. And it really is very neurologically regulating. They've measured that. I don't know who they is, but it's happened and I heard about it. But we forge that connection too. And it's sort of in the same vein of when we connect with other people. We are no longer alone. We have a tribe. So I am going to pop off here. Thank you guys so much for joining in. I was half an hour late. And I'm just so glad to see you guys. I love having a conversation with you. So, oh, I just remembered. I am going to be doing a Q&A on Facebook Live. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. Tentative. What questions do you guys have? Maybe not just particularly for me, but just like stuff that you're wondering about in terms of where you're at and what you're working with. Throw me out some questions, and definitely if you want to pick my brain, and I do like that, it's super fun. We don't always know what we're gonna find up here. Pop in when you see that announcement come up, because I will announce. But any questions you guys have, any wonderings, anything you're curious about, you know, shoot me an email, put it in the comments here. Private message me, that's cool too, whatever. And I just want to say thank you for popping in today. It was great to talk with you, and I will keep working this problem, because this is not the way it's gonna be forever. It's just not. It's a simple thing. Whatever it is, I just don't know what it is yet. So have an awesome day, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.